Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's me, Dina. Today, I will be sharing with you 58 countries of Pia's travels. My home country is Philippines. My two favorite places in the Philippines are Batanes and Palawan. As they say, it's more fun in the Philippines. Batanes is an archipelagic province in the Philippines situated in the Cagayan Valley region. It is the northernmost province in the country and also the smallest both in population and land area. Its capital is Basco, located on the island of Batan. It is one of the beautiful provinces found in the Philippines. It is also known as the home of the winds. Truly, breathtaking Batanes. My second favorite place in the Philippines is Palawan. I've been to Palawan 4 times. First, in 2010 in Coron, Palawan. Second, in December 2014 in Puerto Princesa. Third, in 2016 in El Nido. Fourth, with my family and friends 2019. Dubai, UAE, my second home since 2007. I lived and worked here in Dubai as a special educator for the last 13 years. Being in Dubai, I'm able to travel since 2010 for 55 countries. Iran, a one-day visit in Kish for changed visa status in 2007. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's me, Dina. So today I'll be sharing with you my first Pia's travel in Egypt on April 2010. This is my first travel from UAE. It was during spring break from school. I, together with my two friends, planned the trip to Egypt. We booked the ticket and hotel all by ourselves, and we also processed our own visa in the consulate here in Dubai. It was a very memorable trip seeing Pyramid of Giza in person. We rented a horse going to the pyramid for an added experience and of course for photoshoot opportunity. We also visited the Sphinx and Tomb at Giza. I also ride camel for experience and for photoshoot. After the tour in Giza, we also went to see the pyramid at Saqqara. We also stopped by in one carpet factory. And the last place we visited that day is the Museum of Ramses in Memphis. Here we saw the different relics of Ramses which is being preserved in the museum. These are my two friends, Jill-Ann and Lorelai. It was a great trip because of endless laughing, photo shoots, a well-deserved trip to ourselves. At that time, we are only posing and smiling at the camera. Looking back, we created a lot of happy memories together from then on. On our second day of tour, we visited the different churches, cathedral by ourselves. We basically explored the city of Cairo. The receptionist from the hotel booked the car for half-day tour. So we had the opportunity to see the different buildings, facades of Cairo. Overlooking the old city of Cairo. I hope you enjoyed reminiscing my first Pia's travel in Egypt. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's me, Dina. Today I will be sharing with you Pia's travel in Istanbul, Turkey on 2011. It was a spring break. Me and my travel buddy Jill-Ann planned the trip to Istanbul for 5 days. We applied the visa in the Consulate of Turkey here in Dubai. We book our accommodation through booking.com and book our tickets through Fly Dubai. We were thrilled to see the beauty of Istanbul with a touch of European. During our second day in Istanbul, we availed the Princess Island tour in She Tours. We were not so prepared for the freezing cold weather. As you can see, I'm wearing a long dress and we bought sweater in the nearest market in Spice Bazaar. The weather that time is 8 degrees, but still all smiles in the camera even if I'm trembling in cold. In the Princess Island tour, we saw the attractive sights along the way to Buyukada, the largest and most visited island in the site. Lunch was also included in the tour. We also rode horse-drawn carriage to see around the island. My travel buddy, Jill Ann. On our third day in Istanbul, we availed the Bosphorus and Two Continents tour via She Tours. It is a full-day tour that covers the city by land and boat, and you will discover the best of Istanbul. We enjoyed the sightseeing cruise on the Bosphorus River. We admired the beauty of Dolmabahce Palace. We were so delighted to step in Two Continents via this tour. Lunch was also included in the tour. Clothes-wise, we were already prepared for the weather as we already did shopping the previous day. We also had opportunity to watch leather fashion show. Dolmabahce Palace was home to 6 sultans from 1856 when it was first inhabited, up until the abolitions of the Caliphate in the 1924. Mustafa Kemal Atatürk, the founder and first president of the Republic of Turkey, used the palace as presidential residence during summers. Bosphorus Bridge, overshadowing Istanbul's traditional architecture, is one of the world's largest suspension bridges, the Bosphorus Bridge linking Europe and Asia. Since it was a spring break, the other tourists in the tour thought that we were just college students having a spring break. Chasing some pigeons. On our fourth day in Istanbul, we availed the Old City Byzantine and Ottoman tour via She Tours. We also enjoyed this tour as we saw the relics of Byzantine and Ottoman Empire in the splendid Old City of Istanbul. We visited places such as the famous Hagia Sophia, built by the Emperor Justinian more than 1,500 years ago. It was originally a church, was converted to a mosque during the Ottoman period, and is now a museum. We also visited Topkapi Palace, which was the residence of the Ottoman sultans and their families, as well as the headquarters of the Ottoman Empire for more than 400 years. Istanbul was formerly called Constantinople, the capital of the Roman Empire and Europe's wealthiest metropolis, and is now the largest city in Turkey. We also saw one of the most famous monuments in both the Turkish and Islamic worlds, the Sultan Ahmet Mosque, also known as the Blue Mosque. It is a superb creation in the classical Ottoman Empire. The mosque has 6 towering minarets and 260 windows illuminating its vast main chamber, which is decorated with more than 20,000 Iznik tiles. The tour is not completed without visiting the Grand Bazaar. Grand Bazaar was in operation since 14th century. It is one of the world's largest covered markets with 58 streets and over 4,000 shops. The bazaar is especially known for its jewelry, leather, pottery, spices, and carpets. see, during our first 4 days in Istanbul, it was a bit gloomy, showery. But finally, on our 5th and last day, the sun is out. We were delighted to experience a sunny day on our last day. Me and my travel buddy Jill Ann just walked around the city for the last time. And of course, for endless photo shoots, smiling and posing. It was a great trip exploring and visiting Istanbul, Turkey. And I am proud to say that this is the second travel which is I planned and booked everything by myself. We enjoyed the 3 full-day tours we booked via She Tours. We enjoyed shopping in the Grand Bazaar and Spice Market. I still remember we bought lots of Turkish delights and lemon soap from the Grand Bazaar. I hope you enjoyed reminiscing Pia's travel in Istanbul, Turkey. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's me, Dina. Today I will be sharing with you Pia's travel in India on 2011. It is summer holidays and I decided to visit India instead of vacationing in the Philippines. At that time, Philippine passport holder can have visa on arrival. I booked my air ticket via makemytrip.com. I contacted a local tour guide to tour me around, which was referred by my colleague. On the first day of the tour, I visited Red Fort, Indian Gate, and Qutub Minar. Red Fort is a historic fort in the city of Delhi in India that served as the main residence of the Mughal emperors. Emperor Shah Jahan commissioned construction of the Red Fort on 12 May 1638, when he decided to shift his capital from Agra to Delhi. Originally red and white, its design is credited to architect Ustad Ahmad Lahori, who also constructed the Taj Mahal. The Indian Gate is a war memorial located astride the Rajpath on the eastern edge of the ceremonial axis of New Delhi, formerly called King's Way. It stands as a memorial to 70,000 soldiers of the British Indian Army who died in between 1914 to 1921 in the First World War. The Qutub Minar is a victory tower that forms part of the Qutub Complex, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Located in the Murali area of New Delhi, India, the height of the Qutub Minar is 72.5 meters, making it the tallest minaret in the world built of bricks. Second day, traveled 5 hours on the road from Delhi to Agra by bus to see the mesmerizing beauty of Taj Mahal. What a marvelous creation of love! The Taj Mahal, or also known as Crown of the Palace, is an ivory white marble mausoleum on the southern bank of the river Yamuna in the Indian city of Agra. It was commissioned in 1632 by the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan to house the tomb of his favorite wife, Mumtaz Mahal. It also houses the tomb of Shah Jahan himself. The tomb is the centerpiece of a 17-hectare complex, which includes a mosque and a guest house and is set in formal gardens bounded on 3 sides by a granulated wall. The Taj Mahal was designated as a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1983. For being the jewel of the Muslim art in India and one of the universally admired masterpieces of the world's heritage. It is regarded by many as the best example of the Mughal architecture and a symbol of India's rich history. The Taj Mahal attracts 7 to 8 million visitors a year, and in 2007, it was declared a winner of the new 7 Wonders of the World initiative. On the third day, I visited Shimla, a place similar to Baguio, cold weather, fog, pine trees, and naughty monkeys. Shimla is also known as Simla, is the capital and the largest city of the Indian state of the Himachal Pradesh. In 1864, Shimla was declared as the summer capital of British India. After independence, the city became the capital of Punjab and was later made the capital of Himachal Pradesh. It was the capital city of British Burma, present-day Myanmar, from 1942 to 1945. Places of interest, the mall. The mall is the main shopping street of Shimla. It has many restaurants, clubs, banks, bar, post office, and tourist offices. The lower part of the Gaiety Theatre lies here. The Ridge. The Ridge is a large open space which is situated alongside the Mall Road and hosts all the cultural activities in the city. Christ Church, situated on the ridge, is the second oldest church in the northern India. Summerhill. The township of Summerhill is at a height of 6,500 feet on a Shimla-Karla railway line. Mahatma Gandhi lived in this quiet surrounding during his visit to Shimla. On the fourth day, I explored the city of Chandigarh, the green city of Chandigarh, from the rock garden to the lake place to the rose garden. The rock garden of Chandigarh is a sculpture garden in Chandigarh, Punjab, India. It is also known as Nek Chand Rock Garden after its founder Nek Chand Saini, a government official who started the garden secretly in his spare time in 1957. Today, it is spread over an area of 40 acres. It is completely built from the industrial and home waste and discarded items. The rock garden sits near Sukna Lake. It consists of man-made interlinked waterfalls and many other sculptures that have been made of scrap and other kinds of waste, such as bottles, glasses, bangles, tiles, ceramic pots, sinks, electrical waste, broken pipes, etc., which are placed in walled paths. The garden is most famous for its sculptures made from recycled ceramic. Waterfall at Rock Garden. The garden is visited by over 5,000 people daily, with more than 12 million visitors since its inception. Zakir Hussain Rose Garden is a botanical garden in Chandigarh, India, and is spread over 30 acres of land with 50,000 rose bushes of 1,600 different species. It is named after India's former President Zakir Hussain and created in 1967 under the guidance of Dr. M.S. Radhawa, Chandigarh's first Chief Commissioner. The garden has the distinct of being Asia's largest. On my fifth day, I was back in New Delhi for half-day tour. I visited Lodi Garden and Humayun Tombs. Humayun's tomb is the tomb of the Mughal Emperor Humayun in Delhi, India. The tomb was commissioned by Humayun's first wife and chief consort, Empress Bega Begum, in 1569-70. Lodi Gardens is a city park situated in New Delhi, India, spread over 90 acres. It contains Muhammad Shah's tomb of Sikandar Lodi, Sisha Gumbad and Bara Gumbad, an architectural work on the 15th century by Lodis, who ruled parts of the northern India and Punjab, and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province of modern-day Pakistan from 1451 to 1526. The site is now protected by Archaeological Survey of India, ASI. From July 11 to 13, 2011, I attended the Raja Yoga Meditation course with Koreans. I had great opportunity and experience. I traveled to India alone, keeping in mind that I have to do the yoga meditation course to connect to inner self and to God. I was very fortunate to join the Korean group in this course. At that time, the Korean wave and drama is not yet a thing. I felt so loved and at peace throughout the course. Indeed, it is a very memorable experience for me. If you're going to ask me, did I feel safe traveling alone to India? Yes. You just have to trust the people and trust yourself and trust God that you will be safe all the time. And to take extra precautions not to go out at night, and of course not to get mobbed by group of Indians. Thanks to my tour guide for 3 days in Agra, Chandigarh and Shimla for keeping me safe and having the glimpse of beauty of India. Namaste. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's me, Dina. Today I will be sharing with you Pia's travel in China in 2011. It is still summer holidays and I decided to spend 9 days in China. I applied the visa in the Consulate General of the People's Republic of China here in Dubai. I booked my accommodation in Shanghai and in Beijing through booking.com. I bought my air ticket through Dina that time. On the first day of the tour, I availed the Great Wall of China in Ming Tombs tour. On the second day of the tour, I availed the Forbidden City, Temple of Heavens tour. On the third day of the tour, I availed the Ancient Beijing and New Olympic tour. I also had opportunity to see some local houses and had lunch with them. I also visited Beijing Zoo, the China's biggest zoo with pandas. I was so delighted to see the Olympic Village. I was so happy with my accommodation in Beijing because the receptionists speak English, though it's only little English. Do you know that the Great Wall of China is one of the greatest sites in the world, the longest wall in the world, an awe-inspiring feat of ancient defensive architecture? Its winding path over rugged country and steep mountains takes in some great scenery. It is also known as Long Wall, located in northern China. It has a history of more than 2,300 years. It was built in different areas by different states or dynasties to protect different territorial borders, to prevent invasion, and to protect Silk Road trade. The Ming Tombs are a collection of mausoleums built by the Emperor of the Ming Dynasty of China. The first Emperor tombs is located near his capital Nanjing. However, the majority of the Ming tombs are located in a cluster near Beijing and collectively known as the 13 Tombs of the Ming Dynasty. The Ming tombs were listed as a UNESCO World Heritage Sites in August 2003. They were listed along with other tombs under the Imperial Tombs of the Ming and Qing Dynasties designation. The Forbidden City is a palace complex in central Beijing, China. It houses the Palace Museum and was the former Chinese imperial palace and state residence of the Emperor of the China from the Ming Dynasty to the end of the Qing Dynasty between 1420 and 1924. The Forbidden City served as the house of Chinese emperor and their households and was the ceremonial and political center of the Chinese government for almost 500 years. Since 1925, the Forbidden City has been under the charge of the Palace Museum, whose extensive collection of artwork and artifacts were built upon the imperial collections of the Ming and Qing dynasties. Part of the museum's former collection is now in the National Palace Museum in Taipei. Both museums descend from the same institution but were split after the Chinese Civil War. Since 2012, the Forbidden City has been an average of 14 million visitors annually and received more than 19 million visitors in 2019. The Temple of Heaven is an imperial complex of religious buildings situated in the southeastern part of central Beijing. The complex was visited by the emperors of the Ming and Qing dynasties for annual ceremonies of prayer to heaven for a good harvest. The local houses. Beijing Zoo is now the biggest zoo in China with over 450 species of land animals and over 500 species of marine animals, about 14,500 animals in total. It features pandas, elephants, gorillas, and dolphins and sharks, all in scenic Chinese garden setting. The Olympic Green is an Olympic park located in Beijing constructed for the 2008 Summer Olympics. Here you can see the Beijing National Aquatic Center and also the Beijing National Stadium, one of Beijing's snack streets. It becomes very busy at night. Some of the food that you can buy and eat. Riding the bullet train going to Shanghai. On my first day in Shanghai, I availed the tour to see the Oriental Pearl TV Tower, ride the cruise to see the skyline of Shanghai. The Oriental Pearl Radio and Television Tower is a TV tower in Shanghai. It's located by the side of Huangpu River opposite the Bund, making it a distinct landmark in the area. Its construction began in 1991 and the tower was completed in 1995. At 468 meters high, it was the tallest structure in China from 1994 to 2007, when it was surpassed by the Shanghai World Financial Center. On my second day in Shanghai, I availed the Chongqing tour. Chongqing is a town famous for its canals in Jiangsu Province, China. It is located within the administrative area of Kunshan, 30 kilometers southeast of the city center of Suzhou. I also had the chance to visit the Shanghai History Museum. It is a museum dedicated to the history of the city of Shanghai, China. The museum collection focused on the approximately 100 years in the history of Shanghai from the opening of the port in 1843 to the communist takeover in 1949. The museum's oldest relics are from 6,000 years ago. It features a cannon used in the First Opium War, a sedan chair, and the two bronze lions that used to adorn the Hong Kong and Shanghai Banking Corp on the band. Other exhibits reveal the history of art, culture, and industrialization in Shanghai. The neoclassical Shanghai Race Club building 1934 that houses the museum has an imposing 10-story tall tower which was a long landmark of central Shanghai. The Bund or Weitan is a waterfront area and a protected historical district in the central Shanghai. The area centers on a section of Songshan Road within the former Shanghai International Settlement, which runs along the western bank of the Huangpu River in the eastern part of Huangpu District. The Bund usually refers to the buildings and wharves on these sections of the road as well as some adjacent areas. From the 1860s to the 1930s, it was the rich and powerful center of the foreign establishment in Shanghai, operating as a legally protected treaty port. If you are at the top of the Oriental Port Radio and TV Tower, it faces the Bund across the Huangpu River. All around Shanghai. Yuyuan or Yu Garden is an extensive Chinese garden located beside the city god temple in the northern east of Old City, Shanghai, at Wangpu, Shanghai Shi. It's about the Yuyuan Tourist Mart, the Yongxingting Tea House, and the Yu Garden Bazaar. In Chongqing Village, you can see the double bridges, the Fuwan Bridge, the Shenting House, the Shangting House, the Milu Tower, the Shengshu Temple. The entry fee is 100 yuan per person for a day. This ticket gives you entry to the ancient city area and all the sites noted above. There is also an organized boat ride down the narrow canal. It costs 40 yuan per head or 100 yuan for a boat, which can be used by 1 to 6 people. The boat ride lasts 20 minutes. I enjoyed my trip to China to see both Beijing and Shanghai. Though there's a language barrier, it is not a hindrance to enjoy the food and shopping. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's me, Dina. Today I will be sharing with you Pia's travel in Oman in 2011 and 2012. On December 2011, me and my 3 friends bought Oman Musandam Diba full day trip via Groupon.ae. At that time, only residence visa holder can avail this tour, but nowadays even tourist visa holders can avail this tour. The highlights of the Musandam Diba full day trip is to discover the wonders of the Oman coastal area and enjoy snorkeling and banana boat ride along with refreshment and transfer to Dubai. We were picked up at the Burjuman area. Our driver picked us up on time and the minibus was nice. The drive to Oman took about 2 hours and the border crossing was quick and easy. Shout out to my friends Jill Ann, Rosie, and Tabi. We enjoyed the boat excursion. It was a great day out, full day itinerary including swimming off the boat and going to a beach. Beautiful scenery, nice lunch, and really a relaxing, enjoyable day. The staff are very helpful and accommodating as well. On December 2012, I chose to spend my holidays with Costa Cruises. On day 5 of the cruise, we visited Kasab. Kasab is a port city on northern Oman Musandam Peninsula. It has granulated stone turrets, model wooden boats, and a museum with handicrafts and archaeological finds. It is a city in an enclave of Oman bordering the United Arab Emirates. It is the local capital of the Musandam Governorate and has frequently been dubbed the Norway of Arabia because of its extensive fjord-like craggy inlets and desolate mountainscapes. It is a small city when compared to the nearby cities of the United Arab Emirates. It has many residents who mostly live in mainland Oman and come to Kasab for vacations. The city is surrounded by the northern mountains of the Western Hajar Range. Kasab has fully functional hospital and several hotels, beaches, and parks across the city. It is frequently visited by the residents of UAE as the Kasab Coastal Road provides access to the city from UAE by connecting with the E11 highway in the UAC side. The city can also be accessed by the ferry which is maintained by the government. Usually the ferries are very modern. During the day trip to Kasab, we visited Kasab town, Port of Kasab, and old villages. We also saw the prehistoric rock carvings of camels, ships, and warriors. The four-wheel drive adventure to Jebel Harim is the highlights of this trip. Jebel Harim, as translated as the Mountains of Women, the highest peak of the Sandam Peninsula at 2,087 meters above sea level, where you will enjoy views of the Hajar Mountains. It was a sunny day when we visited Kasab. On day 3, we visited Oman. Unfortunately, it was rainy that day, hence we were not able to take a lot of photos. Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. It's me, Dina. Today, I will be sharing with you Pia's travel in Jordan in April 2012. It was a spring break. Me and my 3 friends planned the trip to Jordan for 5 days. We applied the visa in the Consulate of Jordan here in Dubai. The visa cost 150 dirhams for single entry. We prepared the following: duly filled application form, 1 recent colored passport size photograph, original passport valid for at least 6 months containing valid residence in UAE, which is not less than 6 months, plus passport copy, non-objection letter from the sponsor, hotel booking. When we arrived to Amman, we availed the late afternoon Citadel tour. The Amman Citadel is a historical site at the center of downtown Amman, the capital of Jordan. The L-shaped hill is one of the 7 hills, Jabal, that originally made up Amman. Here, you can see the Amman Citadel ruins, renovated Gate of Ammon, the uncompleted Roman Temple of Hercules, Umayyad Palace, collections of Roman sculpture on display at the Jordan Archaeological Museum, the Roman Theater, the Hasnait Plaza, and the downtown area, as seen from the hill. The Temple of Hercules located at the site dates to the Roman occupations of the citadel in the 2nd century AD. During the Umayyad period, a palace structure known in Arabic as Alcazar was built at the citadel. The Umayyad Palace was probably used as an administrative building or the residence of the Umayyad official. The palace draw on Byzantine style. The citadel is considered an important site because it has a long history of occupation by many great civilizations. It is also the site of Jordan Archaeological Museum, which is home to our collections of artifacts from the citadel and other Jordanian prehistoric sites. We also had a chance to see King Abdullah Mosque. The King Abdullah I Mosque in Amman, Jordan was built between 1982 and 1989. It is capped by a magnificent blue mosaic dome beneath which 3,000 Muslims may offer prayer. Tourists are allowed to visit. Men must have long trousers on and women must cover their heads, arms, and legs. A hooded gown is provided free of charge for this purpose. You have to remove your shoes and leave them at the doorway. Jordanians take great pride in being religiously tolerant and culturally open, so many of the country's mosques are open to travelers. It is codified by the Amman message, which states that Islam honors every human being, regardless of color, race, or religion. We also had a chance to see the Greek Orthodox Cathedral of the Annunciation, or Abdali, Our Lady of the Annunciation Church, or what we call simply Church of Abdal Webde. It is a Catholic church. It is worth visiting if you arrive in this city. We enjoyed the half-day city tour in Amman. This tour was arranged by the hostel where we stayed. We already had a great time on our first day and limitless photo shoot. We were thankful to our tour guide, cum driver, cum photographer. On our second day, we availed the day tour to Jerash and Aljon. We leave Amman in the morning, going to Jerash. Jerash is a city in Jordan, north of the capital Amman. Inhabited since the Bronze Age, it's known for the ruins of the walled Greco-Roman settlement of Gerasa, just outside the modern city. These include the 2nd century Hadrian's Arch, the Corinthian columns of the Temple of Artemis, and the huge Forum's oval colonnade. The Jerash Archaeological Museum displays artifacts excavated from the site. The ruined city of Jerash is Jordan's largest and most interesting Roman site and a major tourist spot. The site covers a huge area, and at the extreme south of the site is the striking Hadrian's Arch, also known as the Triumphal Arch, which was built in AD 129 in honor of the visit of the Emperor Hadrian. Behind the arch is the Hippodrome, which hosted chariot races in front of up to 15,000 spectators. The South Gate, originally one of the 4 along the city wall and built in 130, leads into the city proper. One of the most distinctive sights of Jerash, the Forum, is unusual because of its shapes and huge size. 56 iconic columns surrounded the paved limestone plaza, linking the Cardo Maximus with the Temple of Zeus. The elegant remains of the Temple of Zeus, built around 162, can be reached from the Forum, a worthwhile climb even if only for the view. The South Theater was built in the 1st century with a capacity of 5,000 spectators. From the upper store, the acoustics are wonderful as demonstrated by the occasional roving minstrel or drama. Northeast of the Forum lies the Cardo Maximus, the city's main thoroughfare, also known as the Colonnaded Street. Stretching 800 meters to the north gate, the street is still paved with original stones rotted by the wheels of chariot and that once jolted along its length. The next place we visited is the Aljon Castle. It is a place on a hilltop belonging to the Mount Aljon district, also known as Jabal after the Bedouin tribe which had captured the area in the 12th century. From its high ground, the castle was guarding 3 wadis which descends towards the Jordan Valley. It was built by the Ayyubids in the 12th century and enlarged by the Maklis in the 13th. The name Aljon goes back to the Christian monk who lived in the mountain in the Byzantine period. The castle stands on the ruins of the monastery, traces of which were discovered during the archaeological excavation. We dropped by at the Holy Land Gifts to buy souvenirs and gifts. On our third day, we went to Madaba Church, Mount Nebo, and Dead Sea. We went to Amman Beach, which gives affordable access to the Dead Sea. Madaba Church, this beautiful church is one of the main places of worship and pilgrimage across Jordan, decorated with sumptuous interiors, elegant colonnades, and various mosaics. The Greek Orthodox Basilica of St. George hosts the mosaic map of the Holy Land. With 2 million pieces of vividly colored local stones, it depicts hills and valleys, villages and towns as far as the Nile Delta. The Madaba mosaic map covers the floor of the Greek Orthodox Church of St. George, which is located northwest of the city center. The church was built in 1896 AD over the remains of the much earlier 6th century Byzantine church. The mosaic panel enclosing the map was originally around 15.6 by 6 meter 94 square meters, only about a quarter of which is preserved. Mount Nebo, as mentioned in the Hebrew Bible as the place where Moses was granted view of the Promised Land. The view from the summit provides a panorama of the land and to the north a more limited of the valley of the River Jordan. The West Bank city of Jericho is usually visible from the summit, as is Jerusalem on a very clear day. According to the final chapter of the book of Deuteronomy, Moses ascended Mount Nebo to view the land of Canaan. According to Christian tradition, Moses was buried on the mountain. On March 20, 2000, Pope John Paul II visited the site during his pilgrimage to the Holy Land. During his visit, he planted an olive tree beside the Byzantine chapel as a symbol of peace. Pope Benedict XVI visited the site in 2009, gave a speech and looked out from the top of the mountain in the direction of Jerusalem. A serpentine cross sculpture, the brazen serpent monument at the top of Mount Nebo, was created by Italian artist Giovanni Confoni. It is symbolic of the bronze serpent created by Moses in the wilderness and the cross upon which Jesus was crucified. We had a quick dip in the Dead Sea in the Amman Beach. We used the mud mask which we bought from the Holy Land's Gifts in the Dead Sea. We enjoyed applying the mud packed all over our body before dipping or rather floating in the Dead Sea. It was a wonderful experience to float in the Dead Sea. We enjoyed our third day tour from Madaba Church to Mount Nebo and to the Amman Beach, which we had opportunity to explore the Dead Sea. We left Amman Beach and headed to the southern Jordan to prepare for our fourth day tour, which is Petra. Welcome to Petra, a UNESCO World Heritage Center, an ancient city center of an Arab kingdom in Hellenistic and Roman times, the ruins of which are in the southwest Jordan. You will be mesmerized to see the city of Petra. The city was built on a terrace, pierced from east to west by the Wadi Musa, or the Valley of the Moses, one of the places where, according to tradition, the Israelite leader Moses struck a rock and water gushed forth. The valley is enclosed by the sandstone cliffs veined with the shades of red and purple, varying to pale yellow, and for this reason, Petra was called by the 19th century English biblical scholar John William Burgon a road-dressed city hub as old as time. For an added experience, we rented a horse and donkeys to explore the vast area of Petra. The Greek name Petra, or which means rock, probably replaced the biblical name Sela. Remains from the Paleolithic and Neolithic periods have been discovered at Petra, and Edomites are known to have occupied the area about 1200 BCE. Centuries later, the Nabateans, an Arab tribe, occupied it and made it the capital of their kingdom. The ruins are usually approached from the east by a narrow gorge known as the Sikh, or Wadi al-Sikh. Among the first sites viewed from the Sikh is the Khazna treasury, which is actually a large tomb. Al-Dayar, the monastery, is one of the Petra's best-known rock-cut monuments. It is an unfinished tomb facade that during Byzantine times was used as a church. Many of the tombs of Petra have elaborate facades and are now used as dwellings. The high place of sacrifice, a cultic altar dating from the biblical times, is a well-preserved site. Just looking at my travel photos, I'm still awed at the beauty of Petra, a must-see when you visit Jordan. Last but not the least on our itinerary is the Wadi Rum, the Mars on Earth. Wadi Rum is also known as the Valley of the Moon. It's a valley cut into the sandstones and granite rock in the southern Jordan. It is the largest wadi in Jordan. Wadi Rum Protected Area was named a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2011. It is one of Jordan's most popular tourist sites and attracts a number of foreign tourists. Wadi Rum is home to the Sabdal tribe who develop eco-adventure tourism and services throughout the protected area. Just being there, you will really feel that you are in a different place. We were very fortunate to have a very kind driver, tour guide. We were thankful for the hostel owner and his son. They made sure that though we are on a budget, we enjoyed our Jordan trip. We felt safe and well attended because of them. You can book your stay at the Sunrise Hotel and they also manage your day tour or 4-day. Hope you enjoy this video and visit Jordan when you can. Shout out to my 3 friends Jill Ann, Rosie, and Hello everyone! Welcome to my channel. It's me, Dina. Today, I will be sharing with you Pia's travel in Cambodia in 2012. I planned this trip all by myself. I went to Cambodia as a solo traveler. I booked my accommodation via booking.com and bought my ticket via Cebu Pacific. Cambodia tourist visa is not required for citizens of Philippines for a stay up to 21 days. One of the tour I availed in Siem Reap, Cambodia. Khmer Cruise. I ride the motorbike by myself. This is me driving a motorbike, 32cc, first time, no training, no license. Yet I drove 84 kilometers for 4 hours. I still can't believe, but I'm so proud of myself. This tour showed you some beautiful spots, back roads and tracks through villages and picturesque scenery, and the daily life of the people of Cambodians surrounding Siem Reap. Joining this tour made my Cambodia adventures more thrilling, adrenaline rush to the level up, nervous and excitement. I still remember when the tour guide handed over me the motorbike. I told him, no, I will just ride your back. And he replied, no, you ride this, you paid for this. Siem Reap, Angkor Wat, first day of tour, temple hopping, walking tour. There are about 30 temples inside the Angkor Wat. You need 3 days to explore the whole area. I bought ticket good for 1 day for $20 plus tuk-tuk service for $12. Tuk-tuk driver will drop you to each temple and will give you ample time to explore each temple. By means of walking, so far, at that time, I explored close to 10 temples and walked 20 kilometers. My room in the hostel where I stayed in Siem Reap. The challenge of a solo traveler: you won't have enough solo pictures. Either you ask your co-solo traveler to take your pictures, or your tuk-tuk driver to take your pictures, or you make your DSLR as a point-and-shoot camera. The pub street in Siem Reap. A co-solo traveler whom I met in Siem Reap. The tuk-tuk driver and receptionist at the hostel. The villages and the scenery of the Khmer Cruiser tour. Siem Reap is the gateway to Angkor Wat, the millennium-old temple ruins of the Khmer Empire, set along the Siem Reap River. This small provincial capital boasts hundreds of sightseeing opportunities such as well-preserved colonial buildings, museum, traditional markets, and cultural performances. It is located in the northwestern Cambodia, the seat of the Khmer Kingdom from the 9th to 15th centuries. Here, you can see the Angkor's vast complex of intricate stone buildings includes preserved Angkor Wat, the main temple which is pictured on the Cambodia's flag. Giant, mysterious faces are carved into the Bayon Temple at Angkor Thom. The current rate now of admissions for foreign visitors to Angkor Wat is set at $37 for single-day pass, $62 for 3-day pass, and $72 for a week-long pass. They used to be $20, $40, and $60 respectively. Angkor Wat or Wat Temple is the central feature of the Angkor UNESCO World Heritage Site containing the magnificent remains of the Khmer civilization. Angkor Wat's rising series of 5 towers culminates in an impressive central tower that symbolizes mythical Mount Meru. Thousands of feet of wall spaces are covered with intricate carving depicting scenes from Hindu mythology. The most important are the carved bas, reliefs of the Hindu narratives. They tell a story about gods fighting demons in order to reclaim order, which can only be achieved by recovering the elixir of life known as Amrita. The gods and demons must work together to release it and then battle to attain it. Angkor Thom is an inner royal city built by Jayavarman VII, the empire's famed warrior king, at the end of the 12th century and is renowned for its temples, in particular the Bayon. Other notable sites are Bangkon, Pimenikas, the Terrace of the Elephants, and the Terrace of the Leopard King. The city can be accessed through 5 city gates, one at each cardinal point at the Victory Gate on the eastern wall. I also had a chance to visit the Tonle Sap. Tonle Sap, the Khmer for vast body of fresh water and more commonly translated as a Great Lake, is a combined lake and river system of major importance to Cambodia. It is in the heart of Cambodia and is home to many floating villages. Tonle Sap is 30 minutes south of the downtown Siem Reap at the port of Chong Nis. The lake and its villages have many unique features and attractions, making Tonle Sap tours popular with tourists. The area around the Tonle Sap, including the province of Siem Reap, is part of the Greater Tonle Sap Biosphere Reserve. The markets. The old markets or chas is between Pub Street and the Siem Reap River and offers a mixture of souvenirs for tourists and a variety of food produce and other items meant for the locals. Other markets in Siem Reap include the Angkor Night Market, which is off Sibuta Street, Sarkandal, the Central Market, or the Sibuta Street, which is mainly catered to tourists, and the Sarlu, the Upper Market, which is the further away along the National Road 6 but is the biggest market of Siem Reap, used by the locals. The Made in Cambodia Market, initially called Well Made in Cambodia, is a night market for tourists in Siem Reap where all products sold are made in Cambodia. The market hosts daily shows and other events in Kings Road. I went to Siem Reap, Cambodia to celebrate my birthday. At that year of 2012, the only Asian country to make it to the top 10, ranked as number 9 as the best travel destination for 2012 is the Siem Reap, Cambodia. The Angkor Wat is insanely impressive and worth seeing in person. I celebrated my birthday on a boat cruise on Tonle Sap Lake. Siem Reap is probably the safest destination in Cambodia, but of course as a tourist you have to take care of your valuables. Siem Reap is a budget-friendly. You will find hotels and transportation in and out of Siem Reap as reasonable. Though the entrance to Angkor Wat is a bit expensive, but you can enjoy it for one day. Do you know that the portions of the film Lara Croft Tomb Raider were shot on the location at the Traprom Temple, located in Angkor Siam Reap? The film was first major motion picture to be shot in Cambodia since Lord Jim in 1964, following the country's occupation by the Khmer Raj regime. Do you know how old is the Angkor Wat? It was built by the Khmer King Subrayapan II in the first half of the 12th century, around the year 1110 to 1150, making Angkor Wat almost 900 years old. The temple complex, built in the capital of the Khmer Empire, took approximately 30 years to build. Angkor Wat is known as the heart and soul of Cambodia. Is Angkor Wat one of the 7 wonders of the world? Angkor Wat, the largest and oldest religious monument in the world, is increasingly becoming a must-see monument in Asia. Now, the temple is part of the Angkor World Heritage Site and is considered one of the 7 wonders of the world. The name Angkor Wat means Temple City in Khmer. Do you know what is Angkor Wat used for today? Angkor Wat was shared by 2 religions. It was originally built as a Hindu temple dedicated to the god of Vishnu, breaking the previous king's traditions of worshipping Shiva. It gradually turned into Buddhist temple at the end of 12th century and is still used for worship today. Angkor Wat land area is 163 hectares. Like all great travelers, I have seen more than I remember, and remember more than I have seen. I first visited Malaysia in 2012. And I visited it again in 2018 during the long layover in Malaysia. I visited Singapore in 2013 during spring break. I visited Hong Kong in July 2013 during summer vacation. I visited Thailand twice, first in August 2013 and second on December 2018. I visited Nepal in April 2014. I visited Greece in July 2014. I visited UK twice, first in 2014 and then next is in 2017. I visited South Korea twice, first in 2015, next is in 2019. I visited Italy in 2015. I visited France in 2015. piastravels in Luxembourg in 2015. piastravels in Germany in 2015. piastravels in Netherlands in 2015. I visited Georgia twice, first in 2015 December and next is in December 2018. piastravel in Czech Republic in 2016. piastravel in Slovakia in 2016. piastravel in Hungary in 2016. piastravel in Austria in 2016. piastravel in Liechtenstein. piastravel in Switzerland in 2016. piastravel in Sri Lanka in 2016.
Hello everyone! Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's me, Dina. This is the epic moment when I went inside in one of the Kuchi tunnel in Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam during PS travel in August 2016. See my genuine expression when I realized that it was a bit deep and I didn't know how to pull up myself. The struggle is real. It took 2 men to lift me up. Take 1, take 2, and take 3.
PS travel in Myanmar in 2016. PS travel in Japan in 2017. I visited Armenia twice, in summer of 2017 and during winter of 2017 to 18. I visited Scotland in 2017. PS travel in Taiwan in 2017. PS travel in Spain in 2018. PS travel in Morocco in 2018. Pia's travel in Andorra in 2018. Pia's travel in Brunei in 2018. Pia's travel in Indonesia in 2018.
Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's me, Dina. So today I'll be discussing my PS travel in Kyrgyzstan on 24 to 28 October 2018. So day 1, I explored the city of Bishkek. I was so happy to see the autumn leaves, the leaves falling from the trees. It's all around color yellow, autumn colors. So as you can see on the beautiful videos and the photos. And explore the different monuments also there, the nearest parks. And it was just like a walking by myself. I didn't avail any tour because it is walkable from the hostel that I stayed in. And at night I ate at, of course, a Korean dish that I like. As you can see in the photo, I ate at the buffet. And next day I have availed the tour on day 2 Al-Shan National Park. I availed the tour. I think that is about $80 because it's all by myself, so it's a bit expensive. And Kyrgyzstan and Bishkek is not a lot of tours available, so it's better if you go for a group. And so it's a beautiful mountainside, and because it snowed before I went there, that's why, as you can see on the pictures, there are lots of snows, and I was so happy and thrilled to explore also Al-Archana National Park. And yeah, it's a bit cold, that's why I was prepared to bring my winter clothes also. And it's a bit hiking, and the tour it's supposed to be half day, but my tour guide was generous enough to go to the another places as a tourist that the tourists can explore. So that is the second place, as you can see on the video. And like the traditional and the tower, as you can see. So those are the places that I visited on my second day in Kyrgyzstan. And on the third day, I availed a tour going to Isikul region, Isikul Lake, and then I have to do the overnight stay in Isikul region also for the next day too also. So there you can see that we visited a lake, and then visited the different tourist destinations also. And it's a very cold that day, but then lake, you can see me being excited to touch the water of the lake. It's very cold at times, like 12 to 8 degrees. And then of course I always have my Korean moment, like taking videos of myself in slow motion. And yeah, but a good thing, my tour guide, which name is Elden, was very good in taking photos also and videos, and he's very also game that what I want to be taken photos or videos with the way.
So that is my third day, and as you can see, I'm enjoying taking lots of videos on with the river. The river is also very cold, and but it's a very refreshing to see nature. And this water, I believe that we can drink it. And after that, we visited another park, but it is already about evening. So then there will be like this picture taking, but still a bit hiking, like 30 minutes. And next is my favorite one. We still taken in secure region, the horse riding for 2 hours. So I paid for the horse, of course, and then as you can see, I bravely do horse riding without helmet and not proper attire. But the nature, the background view is very beautiful, very nature, picturesque, Instagrammable, whatever you call it. And I was so happy to experience horse riding there. But I'm so afraid to let the horse gallop faster because, of course, though I'm insured that I don't want any accidents to happen. And it was a very nice experience, horse riding for 2 hours. I can go far as you can see on the video, but of course I always go back to the nearest point where there will be a plains or flat surface. Yes, but usually you will do the tour and then you go reach at the foot of the mountain and then you go back. You can do it on half day tour, but that day it's a full pack itinerary, because after that we still have to visit another two more places. One last glance of the lake on the other side, and then the other side is the what they called another places that more on different formations of the sands. So you can see that on the little video. But then here, while I was doing the horse riding, some kids joined me, which I was amazed. They were very good in horse riding. And as you can see later on the video, so I said that let's do the race, but they are so fast that I'm so scared because my horse is so very into the race. So yeah, my tour guide was the one taking videos of mine. And yes, so this is the race I'm talking about to you with the young boy. I think he's not even 11 years old. He's like, yeah, about 8 or 9. And yes, I said that, okay, I'll go first. But then he kicked his horse and then he won first. And then I was like, oh my gosh, galloping. Your horse is galloping fast. And my horse is like into it also, into race. So that is my experience in physical region. I'm very happy to experience horse riding there. So then after that, see the boy is smiling, and he was like, oh, I beat her, something like that, if he speak English. They don't speak English, except my tour guide speak English. And yes, so then the next itinerary is also we visited the other side of the lake. So then by the time I really opted to dip into it, it's so cold, at like a 12 degrees the water temperature. And yeah, but still nice, refreshing. Then I just want to very clear and no tourists. It's so nice to experience. I thought I will have another Korean moment video, but it's so cold the water that I cannot run fast. So next is, so I'm still enjoying the water. So next is the place where I said where the different formations of the mini sands or stones or whatever you call it. I forgot the names of the place. So but then it's very nice to visit this place also. It's one of the places that you can see also when you have the tour in Kyrgyzstan. And yeah, so you can see the different formations of the place. it's more of hiking, but as you can see, I'm not into my proper attire as always. Yes, because I'm wearing a skirt, and it's so cold, and though I'm wearing tights. So yeah, so 2 more pictures, and as you can see, selfies, shadow taking. So that is how the place is, so beautiful, and of course you just have to make sure you enjoy the moment. So it's a big place to explore with, but of course due to limited time, you just have to make sure that you go back where you immediately where you started. And finally, the last going back to Bishkek, I saw some place where you can take like the autumn, scenery. So I asked the tour guide to stop by and let's take a moment. Okay, so there, my favorite running video. You took me with all the colors of the autumn, the lovely colors of the autumn, the yellow, orange, and of course photos at this photo shoot, at the selfies. So that's what I love in traveling, and that's it. So I hope you enjoyed my first video. PS Travel in Kenya in December 2018.
Happy from back to Azerbaijan.
PS Travel in Tajikistan in 2019. Pia's travel in Uzbekistan in 2019. Pia's travel in Ethiopia in 2019. Pia's travel in Kazakhstan in 2019.
Welcome to First President Park. So, it's a lovely color sa welcome again. President Park. So, lots of photos, videos. This is one to show you.
Pia's travel in Russia in 2019.
Oh my gosh, let's snow. This went inside the hotel and unfortunately I'm so hungry now, so I went out and my ticket is not scanning. So I'm looking for some restaurant to eat and because I need energy to explore the city. So it's so hard. Hello. So like it's freezing cold but I'm loving it. Very nice. So it's very beautiful park covered with all snow. Hello, welcome to the family and Christmas season. It's only 5 o'clock here and it's so dark. I grabbed my food in 7-Eleven. I forgot my scarf and my donut and my gloves. So I think I'll go back to the hotel to get those things. The weather is 7 degrees. I'll be keeping good. Another Christmas market. So welcome. Here's the statue of the mermaid here and Tibet again. That is a big statue with unfortunately the small statue. Hello. Welcome to Sweden. I'm in Gamla. That is what the bus stop says. I'm supposed to go to Lund, but there's a technical issues on the train, so from Malmo, I have to go to Lund, and then I took the bus, but I missed the bus. Now I reached here, Gamla, but it's a nice town. Okay, let's see, what can I just explore it and then go back to the bus and go back to Mamlo. Hello, welcome to Malmo, Sweden. And behind me is the central train station, and also that one. So now I'm in the city center of the Malmo, and I'm going to the Malmo Sulevol. So it's like the food area, and to grab a lunch. Temperature in the geothermal lagoon is 30 degrees. It's fine. Sa Plum Railway, and have stopped over here for 5 minutes. Hello! Yeah, that's my hobby, by the way. No, taking photos, photography. Hello, welcome to the edge of the world. So finally, I reached here. Yes. Single species.
I hope this pandemic ends so that we can travel again. Please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon for notification. Like, comment, and share this. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye!